just go, can adult plant resistance be seen in the greenhouse? Okay, obviously we know the seedling tests are not informative in terms of APR for most genes. Leaf rust, you can see a few. We have to go to the field, but it could be time consuming, expensive, etc. It may not always be possible. You have a greenhouse system. Just before we get to the rust itself, this is a paper that will also be in your package about growing decent plants in controlled environments. This is total leaf area of Arabidopsis, done in 9 different laboratories. And it says there in B, leaf area of Arabidopsis, grown with the same protocol, the same seed stock, and the same soil in growth rooms of 9 different laboratories. So what does this tell us? Don't assume that a growth room or a growth cabinet or a greenhouse is the best environment to do it. You had 2 very poor environments, and then 6 that were generally, I think, statistically more or less the same, and then you had an excellent one who managed to grow very nice plants. So you have to make sure that the environment where you grow the adult plants, even seedlings, whether it's a growth cabinet or conviron or greenhouse, that it will provide good, healthy plants. So we can do it in the greenhouse, in the growth chamber, or a net house or polyhouse. Which growth system to choose? Could be hydroponics. Again, that's, I think, would be very nice if you can use hydroponics for all of this, where you use a nutrient water. How do you would explain that, Gordon? A balanced nutrition system and no soil, basically. You use a neutral medium like vermiculite or something else. And it's all automated. What pot size to use, the volume, the fertilizer, number of plants per pot, number of reps, your design, and the light, temperature, watering, etc. And that's what the title of the paper is, and you will get that, The Art of Growing Plants. It's a lengthy paper, but maybe you can pick up just the basic idea that I have to grow decent plants to be a good rust pathologist. The system we use, we prepare a stem rust water suspension. We don't use oil on the adult plants because the oil may burn the plants under these conditions. So we put it in water and we add a little bit of tween. That's a surfactant. It's almost like liquid soap. I use these paint sprayers. They're fairly inexpensive, low pressure paint sprayer. You have a compressor. Connect it to the compressor, and then I can spray my plants. And put them in a plastic tent in the greenhouse, not in the normal dew chamber. They don't like the excessive humidity. Put them in there while they're still wet, and leave them in there for 24 hours. And that's the type of infections I can produce. And different response types as well. These are all from greenhouse plants. In general, you will have more disease in the greenhouse system than in the field. We did don't look at that, that's wrong. These are 5 different varieties inoculated with 3 different pathotypes in the greenhouse, and you can clearly see the differences in disease development. I think this was a SR5 avirulent race as compared to one of the UG99 ones on the right. So we can get some information. So that's an important point. I think adult plant resistance may be underestimated in certain varieties. Again, if you have good checks, you can still pick them.